I'm gonna be honest, Zenitsu has probably been one of my favourite characters from Demon Slayer from the jump. That's probably because I love lightning abilities, anything to do with electricity. He has the speed, which is pretty much my favourite aspect. And I find his abilities and capabilities pretty much interesting. He has everything that I like to see, except the functioning of his power. Now, it's okay for a character to start off scared. Like I've said before, I like watching characters that build up from weak, scared, or just unable to fight, and build themselves up to be characters that can do that better than anyone else. But the thing with Zenitsu is he kind of skipped that whole process that I like to watch. You see, Zenitsu's source of unlocking his power is when he falls asleep. This is usually when he's overwhelmed by his fear, or he's just knocked out like he was in the entertainment district. It's caused a lot of jokes and memes, of course, and it's fun to watch him just have his eyes closed while he fights. He pretty much locks in, and while it's fun and all to watch from just an enjoying standpoint, when you read the full thing or you just watch the full thing, and as someone that really likes Zenitsu and wants to see a lot from him, you end up being left quite disappointed by how his character ended. The thing about Zenitsu's ability to fall asleep and fight, while it's interesting and an interesting concept, at the end of the day, it can just be considered stupid by a lot of people, simply because no one understands how it works, why it works. We weren't given any random explanation or anything on why that happens. It just happens, and we're expected to just leave it at that. I think this plays in a lot to how the story was quite rushed by the creator, because there's a lot that we didn't get to see from Demon Slayer that we thought we would. To understand why Zenitsu does that, or why that works, would be just such a great addition to Zenitsu's character, or for the least, something that we all like to see to some extent, a limit on that ability. Abilities like Kaioken or Deku's One for All, where the character is limited from just doing whatever they like and using their power to their full extent because they're given those limits that have a toll on their body. I feel like adding that to Zenitsu would make his character so much better, simply because he would eventually be forced into learning that he can't just keep falling asleep whenever he's scared. It could have ended up being a crucial part of his story and development as someone who's trying to overcome his fears. Zenitsu was never given a reason to fight other than those few times where he decided he wanted to protect Nezuko, and honestly, I don't think this was a good enough reason. If the creator had given him an ultimatum that forced him into trying to stay awake and using his abilities while being awake, his fight in the Infinity Castle would have made a lot more sense. In the Infinity Castle, he was basically showing Kaigaku that he was no longer that scared little boy and that he was way stronger than he had been before. But the thing is, all the times that we had seen him fight, he had been asleep. So how does he even know that he's gotten this strong? He obviously knows he's been fighting, but it would have been nice to see him take a conscious noting of this. Him locking in when his master died was something that we all love to see, but I feel like it would have been even better with the journey to there. Zenitsu has always been a character that's irritated a lot of fans, not because he's weak or anything, but because he doesn't try and be strong. And when he does, it's short-lived. And that switch from him being like that to randomly locking in for that fight, it was potential for Zenitsu's character to develop. And a quick switch like that can never really change anyone's minds as viewers for their feelings for Zenitsu, because it feels more like it's less of a development in character and more of an emotion, which was spurred by this random change in the situation, as if as soon as he's avenged it, he goes back to how he was before, because he hasn't actually developed. He was locked in due to that anger. Now, like I say, a lot of this is simply because the story was rushed. There was a lot the creator wanted to do. There's a lot that we as fans felt that we missed out on, but at the end of the day, the story was a solid story. It's easy to follow, but I think it's a very well constructed story. And characters like Zenitsu though their full potential wasn't able to be reached. I think the creator did a very good job on them. From the moment I saw Zenitsu had lightning abilities, I knew he was going to be in my top 5. He always has been in my top 5. And I can't wait to see what he does when they animate the Infinity Castle arc. All I'm saying is there could have been more of a journey there, but at the end of the day, I like his character either way. Thanks for listening.